Welcome, bienvenidos. This is Roxana from MetamorphosisRox. We don't make videos you want to watch. We make videos you need to watch if you want to have a mature, intelligent conversation. If you are new here, consider subscribing. And if you're one of my regulars, thank you so much for coming back. Yesterday, I released a small poll on Twitter where I spoke about my running joke on the Shane series. I knew someone was going to act a fool in order to try to take some of the spotlight, and sure enough, we had two candidates. By a ridiculously small margin, we have a winner. So here we are. John Kuckian. His name is like Lord Voldemort. People prefer to say he who must not be named. Who is John Kuckian? Why should you care? What did he do that was so bad? I'm going to attempt to answer those questions by giving you my impressions about his quote, apology, unquote, on YouTube last week. Let's start with duper's delight. If you want to know, this is a micro expression that appears in the face of someone who's talking about a serious topic and all of a sudden, a grin crosses their face when they are feeling absolutely giddy about saying something misleading or a complete lie. John is letting us know that there is nothing serious to talk about or tea. This conversation is something he has thought about doing a video on for a while. Look at the face of an angel at the 30-second mark. At the 52-second mark, he makes the claim that he invented this niche of deeper investigations. John Kuckian joined YouTube in 2011 and posted his first drama video on September 12, 2016. Sanders Kennedy's first drama video, if we can call it that, was on May 28, 2016. Karina Kaboom's first drama video was uploaded on October 24th, 2015. And if we're going to go with general drama, we have Philip DeFranco and Keemstar. Now, I'm not going to get into Keemstar's history here, but for the purposes of this video, drama alert, the latest incarnation of Keemstar started on June 24, 2014. As for DeFranco, even though his first video was 12 years ago, when he started consistently uploading longer content with thumbnails that did not make me feel like I needed a shower, was 7 years ago. I think you get my point. He did not invent anything. So then he starts talking about his background, which I still don't understand why he had to go so far back. It will all make sense soon. He's explaining how he had a bad living arrangement and YouTube allowed him to move out on his own. Then comes the conversations about his own personal demons, and again, he's smiling as he tells how it came to be. He's now talking about his toxic past made for an interesting reaction to the sudden attention he got as a YouTube creator. And what he's saying is that because he had such a horrible life, where everyone hated him, getting positive attention was a new experience. He's now happy to report that his journey has led him to inner peace. His first apology, he feels that he did some very aggressive videos where he went hard, and now looking back he realizes he did not have to be that harsh. A minute later, he's talking about Martin Lewis. Does he mention his name? No. Does he lie about the circumstances? Yes. And yet, he accuses this person of slandering someone and left the name of the creator out so that he can't be sued for slander. Next up, Rich and Sam decided to reach out to him because they wanted his views and subs. Remember, he literally just said that he was in inner peace. He's saying that they tagged him, mentioned his name in videos, and lived in his comment sections. That is his evidence. As a creator, I can tell you that every time I mention a name, especially of a fellow creator, it is not to get their views. It's because they said something that I'm about to repeat, or they posted something I found interesting. And yes, at times, I have stopped commenting on people's videos because some people think that is looking for clout. Well, I stopped second-guessing myself. I can't help it if people think I'm doing what they would do. I know why I do what I do, and if they have ulterior motives, that is on them, not on me. The fact that John thinks automatically that he was taken advantage of only speaks of his own behavior and what he would have done in their position. We all know as creators that engagement helps. Did it occur to him that they wanted to help him with engagement? No? He continues to talk about the toxic reactions he, quote, used to have, end quote. He says he has been away from YouTube for almost a year. Really? So back to the story and how he was bullied in high school, so he reacted. Here we go. Peter posted nasty videos about Karina, and he makes the point that he does not talk to any of these people anymore. You hear that? For the second time, he wants you to know that he was the founder of Beauty Deep Investigations. So because he was the original and was so big when he messed up, it was massive, way bigger than the video that Peter made about him. Yes, because for those of you who don't know, he accused Peter of a crime, punishable by law, without any evidence. Twice, as in 2 years in a row. And now he explains that people made videos about him saying lots of hurtful things about him, and he had never had to deal with that before. But he just said that the reason he reacted the way he did is because people bullied him mercilessly. So which one is it? Now he's saying this person posted several videos about him asking people to bully him. That's not what happened. Peter felt so attacked that he posted several videos crying because he was in shock. We all started talking on Twitter about how we could help Peter, and we all did videos about this. Nobody told me to do a video. I made a video, and pretty much every other commentary drama and RT channel that was not associated with John did a video supporting Peter, because whether you like Peter or not, accusing someone of an illegal act without evidence is wrong and should never be accepted. And just in case you had any doubt, yes, he threw Karina under the bus because Sam, Rich, and Karina were the little voices in his head egging him on to do whatever he did. And now he's talking about his Peter Mon video as if this was another person he had an issue with. If you're a newer fan of John, you might fall for this. I used to watch John, and after I started getting disillusioned with his obsession with Jeffrey, I moved on to people that talked about many topics, not just one. Now he's talking about how he made the video unlisted because it wasn't about getting views. Not true. The video became unlisted when people started getting angry at him for the horrible accusations he made. And once more, he's taking Peter's Tumblr out of context. In case you don't know, if you use Tumblr, you have no control of what appears next to what unless you're a curator and only post about one particular type of content. To give you an example, if I add a story about food and the next day I add a story about poop, they will show up next to each other. Let me make this clear. This is his second apology, not because he lied and slandered Peter, but because the video was made incorrectly and added a lot of negativity to the beauty community. Is this the face of someone who is remorseful? He has inner peace, so why does he feel the need to explain that the vlog existed and take the time to post this on the actual video? Third apology goes to all the creators that attacked, quote unquote, him, and he was bitchy afterwards. That is not who he is as a person. Why is it that every time somebody shows who they are, their go-to apology is, that is not who I am as a person? He's talking about how Sam was telling him things were getting worse while at the same time orchestrating all of the attacks. For one thing, Sam did not hide herself under a cubby and tweet under an assumed name. She made very public tweets back and forth with Dustin Daly and others about how what John did was not right. John had an open Twitter account. And by the way, if you were watching the tweets, then you know that Sam was openly supporting Peter, and I just got those off Twitter right now. She has not deleted them because she was not doing anything behind his back. Far be it for me to defend anyone involved on his side of the story because I was not there. What I will say is that it is yet another apology where the person responsible, instead of taking complete responsibility for their wrongdoing, is blaming everyone around him for what happened. And now comes the most interesting line in the entire apology. Quote, so now if another group of 40-year-olds starts picking on me, I will be able to react in a more professional manner. I don't think Rich and Sam are 40 yet, but it is shade about the fact that he's young and they're old. Ageism is not positive, John. Just to let you know, there are no rainbows on ageist remarks. Just so we're clear, he talks about how many times he went to the police because he had stalkers, but when we all asked him why he did not go to the police with the evidence he had against Peter, he said that the police would not do anything. He says he made amends with everyone he was in trouble with. He did not mention Martin Lewis or Petty Page. He did not mention an apology to Thomas Halbert for extorting money from him. But he has turned a new leaf. So why did he do a video on Thomas Halbert the next day where he berated Thomas for asking for money for his cat and then turning around and showing his new house? He's saying that if you don't have money for your pets, you should not be spending money on fancy houses. I'm going to totally ignore the fact that Thomas moved to a different state where housing is cheaper and that he already explained his financial nightmare. Let's focus on John for a minute. Remember his failed meet and greet that he did not return money for, blamed the event planners, and then showed himself traveling? Remember John claiming that he was homeless and then completely destroying the peace of mind of the people that took him in Maryland? Remember John, the one with the failed company, who later showed pictures of himself traveling all over the world? I was so hopeful that John was truly going to turn a new leaf. I'm just disappointed and over it. And I have to say it, I'm tired of it all. What do you think? Do you think his apology was sincere, or do you think this is just another cookie fake? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that bell notification on the way out to be among the first to be notified when I upload the next video. Bye!